Good example of how ruthless we can be. VV competes. Skipper makes it hard. Toshi pushes his man out of the way. Smithy's wearing his like a glove, and it allows Jack Lawler to scoop it up and run and carry. Kicking the grass, we really need the forwards pushing hard and creating leads, which Brownie does here. Ends up with a 3-on-1, but just through him competing as hard as he can, forces a stoppage. That's gone from one of their forward entries into a stoppage on the wing. We can set up our structures. Really great team effort.
Wave of Tigers going forward.
Veve into the ruck now for NT Thunder against Fraser Thurlow. Certainly the height advantage with the time of spectator down the end of the ground, aren't we? Everyone is over the grandstand side today. Back in the middle, Veve versus Thurlow. Thurlow again was almost a carbon copy of the last centre bounce. Tigers through. Burncombe seems able to contest a bit more evenly against Thurlow than Veve did. In fact, it's a change. Michael Gagliotti's going into the rock now. Burncombe had that one to himself, tapped it down to Rosier. Rosier gets the handball off to Brad Vassell, who wheels around onto that favour. They're in business, and if they can get a centre clearance like that again, could be in for a little bit of a goal feast. Burncombe again against Gagliotta, and Burncombe wins that one.
Once again, third centre clearance in a row. Third goal. There'll be 3 goals in about 45 seconds there.
Resulting in a change of ruck for the Tigers there. Noble game.
From that half forward flank, it's a different, it's a difficult breeze.
Burncombe versus Thurlow. With the next 4, now Labrador back in front. Veve back into the ruck, and he's up against Thurlow. It's a pretty even contest. Thurlow.
Riola, we expect nothing, no more than that.
Once again, the work out of the middle was pretty good. Veve just has to break even. There a chance. Islet does the raving this. 6-1-37 NT Thunder. Labrador are 4-2-26, so 11 points the difference. And we've had about 4 minutes of time on play in the opening term in the middle of the ground. I think we can put Motlop and Rioli through there as well. Don't need winning ruckman, do you? And Thurlow's won that one. This time he has back into the ruck for Thunder. He's up against Thurlow for the Tigers. Umpire bouncing well. Veve's won that zap. It's funny. Veve is starting to have some impact in the ruck as well. He was certainly outdone early on. This time he's been beaten. Rick White there, bit of a juggling.
Not only did they hit the shade, the coach, he could hear every syllable. So know exactly what the Tigers are going to do in this corner.
Ball up back in the middle, and Burncombe
was probably the player to get Thunder back in the game.
Yeah, great work in the middle of the ground. Good centre clearance so far in this game. Brad Vassell, gee, that was nearly good work out of beautiful Hermannsburg Park.
Yeah, indeed.
Wouldn't have been chicken from a grass surface. Bounce down in the middle. Again, the Tigers have the better of the tap, but they can't get the Academy. He's got a fair collection of Sharons. Bounce down back in the middle. And big thump forward this time for the Tigers. Oh, they've done it apart. The centre of Australian flag.
Well, it's 1-on-1 all over the ground as well, so that's why the centre clearance didn't move like.
Love to see footy played like that too. Well, here we bounce down back in the middle. Now the Tigers are the team that ball up back in the middle. Again, the centre clearance was pivotal with that passage of play. They got it forward first of all. The umpire ripped him out.
Very nice cricket pitch in the middle there.
Does everyone have to get back outside the square again, do they? You don't know, some of them might have just made it.
With the centre clearance, we'll see that Thunder have more defensive structure.
Changing the ruck there too for the Tigers. Pittsburgh way this evening, I think.
I think they're all here soon.
They'll be heading home tonight to prepare for the big game against Ginger Porter tomorrow. Veve out of the middle. Didn't go up for
boys, and it's a very comfortable margin heading into the main break here.
What a goal feast it's been. 8 they kicked in the first quarter, 6 so far in this term. Labrador haven't been slouches. They kicked 5 and 3. We've got a chance here to get the centre clean off.
Went down with a pretty serious ankle injury too, so he just hobbled off as that goal was getting kicked.
Well, that is a shame. About the only dampener on this ball.
No.
17-3, 105 to 8-3, 51. Now the margin, 54 points. It seems like we're about to get the footy away. Great stuff. Bounce down back in the middle. Big Trent Noble's been moved back into the ruck and he bumps it about 20 metres. And Collingwood defeated the Tigers by about 5 goals. Bounce down in the middle and maybe Burncombe had the better of them.
Ewing again showing his class.
And now lurking, I think that's a good word, lurking. Burncombe up high in the ruck.
I don't know about yours. But no, good goal there by the Tigers.
Bounce down back in the middle. This time Sterlo had the better of it. The Thunder bring up that magical 30 goals on the scoreboard here for the first time ever. Bounce down in the middle. Veve versus Sterlo. Sterlo went backwards with the tap. He's looking for...
And if they want to get back into this one.
You couldn't complain about the $6 entry fee if you like to see goals kick, could you? 29 of them. We're not even halfway through the third quarter. Now the centre clearance for them now. Dipping the fingers in the ice bath.
The ice bath for the arms.
Just a note up there to Grant Butler, the goal umpire up at that end of the ground.
No, the score, I think the scores are right.
Sure, they've kicked 3 this quarter. Thunder should put him on 20. All about his Uncle Barry. Yeah, man, I'm Bounce down back in the middle. Veve didn't fly, but the ruckman, the opposition ruckman,
Went absolutely to another level.
Probably similar in the first term too, but it took a while to get going. This bounce is favoured Veve. Players all head back to where spots on the outside of the square. And we throw it up this time. Thurlow wins the tap. Wanted that. Labrador was starting to make some inroads, work their way back into the game. Probably not threatening to take it away from Thunder, but he wants them to be ruthless, so you've got to finish them off.
After another game.
Yeah. Amazing what a goal can do for injuries, isn't it? Bounce down back in the middle. Veve, Goldsmith was his opponent.
The boys to finish the Tigers off, and that's a countdown to 30 goals, isn't it?
Yep, that's what we're after. 8 goals in this term to see Thunder bring up 30 at Traeger Park for the first time ever. Be fantastic it would. Play underway.
I expect Daniel Archer would like Chris Nunderface second fiddle and kick 5 goals every week.
It's not bad when your third fiddle's got 4 either. Great stuff, isn't it? This is starting to look a little bit better from Thunder, maybe just
especially after a couple of losses.
Yeah, true. And bounce down back in the middle. Veve to do the ruck work now. He doesn't even contest. That's about 3 or 4 times he had.
Down here and
Looks like Veve. Looks like Veve will go back on the Noble to replace Pryor back there. Gee, Burncombe really impressed with his effort in the ruck ground. He's got a bit of bandage right around his head now.
good to see
Stop the claret. And he's back on Trent Noble. Veve gets a spell up at full forward. 5 to Nailkin. Bounce down back in the middle. We're marching towards 30 goals for Thunder. Here's Ozzy Wanamiri out of the centre. Took off.
He hasn't been the worst player, but it's good to see that Thunder can perform without the captain dominating.
Ball up back in the middle. Will's working hard. Veve's been good at ground in the middle. We want 2 more goals from Thunder's viewpoint at least. Sure the home crowd wants to see more from them. And lovely work in the ruck again by Burncombe. Goals to 1 this quarter. It's been a feast here at Traeger Park, a feast of goals. Spectators should be loving this. Veve, great work in the centre. The handball to Cameron Eilert, got the quick kick forward. Matt Clark was standing in the right spot for the Tigers. He'll clear with the... Oh, he didn't pull his finger out. 29 goals, 5, 179 at Thunder, 15 at 7 at 97 for Labrador. Want at least 1 more for Thunder to get to 30, and we're hoping Darren Ewing gets it to make it 10 for the day for him. Ball in the middle, soccer off the ground by the Tigers, gets it heading.